Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for this process video. Today I'm using the Storytime collection by Studio Calico, and it's an older baby collection. They had a collection for boys and one for girls, and this one is for girls. And I'm scrapbooking this picture of my little cousin Heather, and you guys have heard me talk about her before. I've done a few scrapbook pages. She lived with us for about 5 years, and we took care of her, and then we hadn't gotten to see her for the rest of her life until now, and now she's in her 20s, and this is her as a newborn baby. And she doesn't have any pictures of herself. She had a falling out with her mom, and her mom disowned her, and so she has no pictures of herself as a little kid. So I am scrapbooking all the photos that I have of her and then giving them to her so she has something to look back on. So this is part of the album that I'm making for her. So I'm using several of the pages from the collection to layer, and I'm using a lot more layers in this layout than I normally do. I also have the 6x6 paper pad, so I'm going to use a sheet of that as well, and I like it because the pattern is much smaller than it is on the 12x12 pages. So this paper right there, it's just a bunch of clouds in different colors like pink and yellow and, you know, pastel colors. Really cute. So I'm just gluing everything down now. And this page came together pretty quickly, but it's a different page than what I normally do. I really don't usually use this many different pattern papers, and they're a little bit competing. I was thinking, as I'm narrating this, I'm thinking that I probably should have used a sheet of vellum to soften the background pages, and not background, but the layers. I think that would have looked really pretty, but I didn't think about it at the time, so thought for next time. Now I'm doing the journaling, and I'm using the Chamel pen, which is a really pretty pink color, but you can't see it on camera. You can only see it in real life. So I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling for her. And she doesn't have, she doesn't have anything else to put in her, she doesn't have a baby book or anything. So I'm starting, this is going to be the very first page in the album that I'm making for her. And she's the reason that I bought these papers. So now I'm using a flare button from the collection, and I've got some little wood veneer hearts and little baby onesies and things like that, and I painted them pink with my Lindy Stamp Gang, and I'm just going to hot glue those onto the page now. And this is just a little banner that I made using a flare button and a die cut. And now I'm going to glue down all the little embellishments, like that's a little paper clip, or not a paper clip, a diaper pin, and I think that's from Making Memories. It's really, really old. And I'm using hot glue to glue down the wood veneer and the baby pin and just the larger items. So now I'm going to spell out the title, and the title is just going to be Heather Sabrina, which is her first and middle name. And her last name is changed, so I decided not to use her last name because she had one last name when she was born, and then her mother got remarried a couple times, so her name changed twice. And then she got adopted by one of her stepfathers, and her name changed again, and now she's married, so her name's changed again. So I just figured I would stick with Heather Sabrina, which to me is a beautiful name. I love that name. So I super sped through that so you didn't have to sit and watch me stick the letters down one by one real slow. But I also took some buttons, little baby buttons from Stampin' Up, and put one on either side of her name. And I took this paper clip out thinking that I would use it. It's a pink arrow paper clip, but I didn't find a place for it. And then I have this little frame that my friend made me using like resin or something, or maybe it was that Mod Podge stuff, I'm not sure. But my friend Rhiannon made it, and it matched the page so perfectly. The color is absolutely perfect, but I mean, for the life of me, I could not find a place to put it. So unfortunately, it didn't make it onto this page, but I really wanted to use it. And that's the frame that you see up at the top right, or bottom left right now. See how perfectly it matches. And I think I probably could have found a place for it like on the bottom left. At the time I just thought it was like too much. So that's my layout. Here's a close-up. I hope you guys like it. I will be back with another soon, and I will see you next time. Bye.